Former U.S. Naval Intelligence Officer and counterterrorism analyst Malcolm Nance joins us right now. Malcolm, welcome to CNBC and Last Call. This appears to be ramping up. I mean, China is certainly building out. Its military, its Navy is now larger than ours is. How does this play out over the next couple of years?
Well, it's going to play out exactly as China wants it. They're trying to play on the geopolitical sphere as a global player now. And they are making concrete steps towards that. First, when we talk about they're increasing their Navy, they are producing more frigates this year than we'll produce in the next 10 years. They have new modern shipyards. But that capability doesn't mean that they're going to have the capacity to actually overcome the defenses of Taiwan. They view Taiwan as a rogue province. Taiwan has a military capability. And another one of the things that China will have to factor in there is if they want to be a global pariah the way Russia is. They have market share. Do they want to lose market share? How much of that are they willing to lose if they decide to go to a military sphere? I think the Chinese are going to try to play it both ways. They're going to try to increase that power. They're going to try to show that they have flex out in the Asia-Pacific sphere. They're going to also wait to see what happens with Russia and Ukraine, to see if Russia becomes a vassal state and a new market for Chinese goods that they didn't have before.
You know, Malcolm, we're CNBC. We try to come at it from the money angle. You might have heard us talking about Chicago and San Francisco and corporate America.
Right.
Does Taiwan have any economic leverage over China? Here's the reality. Taiwan produces a majority of the world's semiconductors, some of the most critical components in the world, stuff that then actually does go to China to be then assembled into something else. If there were some sort of an invasion, Taiwan would, I'm guessing, effectively shut down. Wouldn't that also then shut down a critical part of the Chinese economy?
Well, it would. But if China were to make a move on Taiwan, they would have to have already calculated all of the losses that they would be taking, not just in global market share, the loss of capital around the world, sanctions being imposed upon them. We would feel a lot of that pain, too. All you got to do is walk into a Walmart and see everything disappear from the shelves. But just think of it this way. Taiwan's semiconductor industry is also a plus force for the United States, which is why we're seeing the current administration start to ramp up and bring semiconductor manufacturing back to the United States. And if I were the White House, I'd be looking at putting it into places like, I don't know, Chicago, and cities that are having, that have a dearth of job growth. And we could actually partner with the Taiwanese to where that industry would be protected by being moved to the U.S. Not to mention, as we fight in Ukraine, we are learning some very serious lessons about the industrial base of building modern advanced precision weapon systems, which don't just appear magically. They have to be replenished, wars consume. And for us to actually support Taiwan, we would have to have 2 to 3 times the stockpiles that we have currently in the U.S. And we're going to need those semiconductors for that.